Hey guys! Welcome back to the Unboxing Tito. So you're thinking of buying a new smartphone, right? In this video, I'm going to share to you yung mga bagay na dapat mo i-consider bago mo bilhin yung smartphone na gusto mo. Welcome to the Unboxing Tito's Ultimate Smartphone Buying Guide. My channel provides unboxing and phone reviews of all the hottest phones available today. So if you're new here, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon para ma-notify ka each time mag-upload ako ng bagong video. So after all that, let's proceed with the video. How to choose the perfect smartphone. Sa dami ng mga phones na nire-release ngayon, for someone planning to buy a new smartphone, yan yung tanong na pinaka gusto mong masagot. So paano ko nga ba makakapili? The first thing you need to do, which for me is also the most important, is to set your budget. Yung tipo na makakabili ka ng phone na gusto mo without losing any kidneys. Ito yung step na magsiset ng direction by narrowing your options. And before you think of anything else like yung number ng camera sa likod or yung screen size, eto muna yung unahin mo. Here's a list na ginawa ko to properly categorize yung mga phones sa market according to their price range. Let us start with entry-level phones. Eto yung mga phones ranging between 4,000 to 8,000 pesos. Most of them use LCD panels, have large bezels, and a plastic back para ma-maintain syempre yung pagiging affordable niya. By the way, this is only a guide and you can also make your own list according sa personal preferences mo. If you feel that entry-level phones are either higher or lower than the price I've set, then that's okay kasi what's important is you categorize them para hindi ka mahirapan mamili. Next is lower mid-range phones, and these phones are priced between 9,000 to 13,000 pesos. Some of them may use AMOLED screens, pero syempre hindi ka pareho ng quality na makikita mo sa mga flagships. You could expect slight improvements sa camera quality and gaming performance. Most of them have a triple camera setup and can run popular games in medium to high graphic settings, pero merong konting lags and frame drops. Kasunod naman sa list is mid-range phones, and ito yung mga phones na priced from 14 to 18,000 pesos. Dito, makikita mo na papainit na yung competition from phone companies to attract potential buyers para bilhin mo yung mga phones nila. 5G connectivity, in-display fingerprint scanner, and pop-up cameras can be expected. Next naman is upper mid-range phones, or what I'd like to call the Flagship Killers, and nagre-range yung price nila from 19 to 24,000 pesos. Phones from this category usually have a glass back, a top-grade LCD screen, a high refresh rate, and the same camera sensors na ginagamit din ng flagship phones at half the price. Pero syempre, meron ding compromises like 18W charging speed instead of 33 and 64MP instead of 108MP. Last on the list is flagship phones, pero hati natin sila into two subgroups: low-tier flagships and premium flagships. Yung usual price ng low-tier flagship phones is from 25 to 35,000 pesos. Usually, ganito yung price range ng mga companies like Xiaomi, Oppo, and Realme para ma-attract yung mga consumers by giving them high-end specs at a more affordable price. Pero tinatanggal nila yung ibang features like wireless charging, IP certification, and periscope zoom. Premium flagship phones naman cost from 36,000 to almost 60,000 depende na lang sa variant na pipiliin mo. Apple, Huawei, and Samsung are usually the ones who make these kinds of phones. Premium design, IP certification, reverse charging, waterfall display, and of course, the ecosystem experience ang makukuha mo when you buy these kinds of phones. Before we move on, I'd like you to comment down below kung ano yung current na smartphone na gamit nyo ngayon, and whether or not you are satisfied with the phone you are currently using. Okay, so moving on, pag nakapag-decide ka na how much yung final budget mo, then you can move on with the next step, which is the RFB, or your reason for buying. Saan mo ba siya mainly gagamitin, or what kind of smartphone user are you? Well, to help you with that, here is a list of the types of smartphones according to their use. First on our list is gaming phones. Ito yung phones built for gamers. Yung mga features niya includes a large display at around 6.6 inches, huge battery at about 5 to 6K mAh, dual firing speakers, ultra fast refresh rates, customized gamepads, and an improved cooling system for better thermal management. Hindi lahat ng mga phone companies nagre-release ng mga gaming phones, pero yung pinaka-popular from this bunch is the Blackshark 3S, Lenovo Legion Pro, and the ROG Phone 3, all of which I've reviewed in this channel. I'll leave a link down below so you could check that out later. Next are phones that are focused in photography. Ito yung mga phones na may special features and hardware built for photography. Dito mo makikita yung 108MP sensor, EIS plus OIS, quadruple to penta camera setup, 5 times optical zoom, and even 100 times hybrid zoom. Pero hindi naman lahat kailangan meron siya para maklasify siya na photography focus. Yung mga examples nito is the Xiaomi Mi Note 10 Pro, Huawei P40 Plus Pro, and Samsung S20 Ultra. Kasunod naman dyan are smartphones that are innovative or may unique na feature. Ito yung mga phones na either sila yung nauna, sila lang yung meron, or kung meron mang iba, dalawa o tatlo lang silang meron. An example of some of the features would be a revolving camera, a sliding screen, a display at the back, under display camera, and the latest trend which is the folding display. They may not have the top of the line specs, but if you're like me that gets excited with innovation and gusto mong mauna, then definitely you should get one. Perfect examples of this is the Xiaomi Mi Mix 3, LG Wing, and the Samsung Galaxy Fold 2. Last on the list is the AllAround Phones. Lahat ng smartphones na hindi kasama sa tatlong nauna belongs in this group. These are the phones na for most people ay pinipili nila na maging daily driver nila. From entry-level phones to mid-rangers up to the premium flagships. Almost every phone na nandyan belongs in this group kasi yung pagiging simple nila and yung pag-stick nila sa basic functionalities makes them reliable. So after you've set your budget and decided which type of phone yung bibilhin mo, hopefully at this point you are down to 2 to 3 phones na pinagpipilian mo. And kung naguguluhan ka pa rin kung alin sa kanila mas better, here are 4 things that you should consider. First is the battery. You need to check yung capacity niya kasi kahit gaano kaganda yung features ng phone mo, kung lagi namang lobat at half day lang itinatagal sa'yo, then it's not a good fit. Kailangan yung phone mo makakasabay sa demands ng lifestyle mo. Another thing is the charging time na madalas na overlook. Some phones kahit entry level lang may 5,000 mAh capacity na, which is a good thing but it takes 2 hours para mapuno. So you also need to consider yung mga ganyang factors sa pagde-decide mo. Next is the camera system. There are a lot of factors to consider when it comes to camera performance. But personally, I try to make it simple by first looking at the megapixels of the main camera. Madalas yung maririnig na sinasabi ng mga tech experts na wala sa megapixel yan. Pero unless Google Pixel or iPhone yung bibilihin mo, then it doesn't apply. Kasi Pixel phones and iPhones rely on the processing power of their software to produce great images kahit 12MP sensors lang yung gamit nila. Unlike other phone brands na mas nagre-rely sa hardware and chipset nila to produce high quality images. Next is the secondary camera. Wide-angle camera and telephoto lens is a must-have for me kasi having those two can improve the entire camera experience. On the other hand, macro and monochrome sensors are not that important for me kasi I rarely use them when taking photos. Next on our list is the gaming performance. Mobile games are one of the best ways to kill time, especially ngayong meron pang pandemic. So you have to make sure na kayang i-handle ng phone mo yung mga games na gusto mo. And the best way to do that is to check the chipset. Some chipsets are great for gaming and some are made for photography. Mas makikita mo yung difference yan when you are using a MediaTek chipset. Kasi sa naming scheme nila naka-indicate yung specialty ng chip na yun. Lastly is the special features. Ito yung isang way ng phone companies to set their phones apart from other phones within the same price range. Examples nito are edge display, wireless charging, reverse charging, air triggers, waterproof certification, and even having its own thermal scanner. I think having them is definitely a plus, but it's not for everybody. Personally, I'm not a fan of edge display. So when I'm buying a phone, kahit gaano kaganda yung spec sheet niya, pag may edge display siya, I won't buy it kasi I'd rather go with the non-pro version na may flat screen. So to sum it up, the perfect smartphone does not exist. You just need to choose the right smartphone for you. Yung masasatisfy yung lahat ng needs mo with the least compromise. Maybe you should avoid asking opinions kung ano ba yung magandang phone kasi kung ano yung maganda para sa kanila might not be the perfect fit for you. What should matter is kung ano yung maganda para sa'yo and kung ano yung mag-fit sa lifestyle mo kasi yun yung magpapasaya sa'yo at the end of the day. So if you have questions and suggestions for our next video, hit me up in the comments down below and I'll make sure to reply. So that's the end of our video and I hope nagustuhan nyo. Thumbs is a plus, subs is a must. I'm the Unboxing Tito and I will see you next time.